Hello there. Hope everybody's doing well this Tuesday afternoon. You're on with Doing the Most with Danya, and hope you guys are having a great, blessed day. And I just wanted to come on today and offer up a tip or two that somebody had passed on to me. And I'm just going to try this out. So I thought, I'll go ahead on live and I'll share it. You have to admit that I am encountered with lots of books that we should be reading, for self-development. About 2 weeks ago, I went to a Barnes & Noble and I found two books that I wanted to read, right? It was actually recommended by our upline. And it was Developing the Leaders Within You and the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I don't know why I'm struggling today, but I was missing the very first book, and I like reading things in order. I don't want to read like part 2 and 3 and then have to go back and read part 1. So I was mentioning that to my daughter, and she goes, well, I'll buy that for Mother's Day. And I actually got it just the other day. But what often happens is trying to find the time to actually read. You guys struggle with that too? I mean, there's audio on books, or books on tapes. However, that's probably really old and I'm dating myself. But I don't drive in my car long enough to be able to listen to, books, or at least so many chapters. And then with that, then you want to be able to make sure that you're understanding what you read and when you're driving and trying to do all of that. So that hasn't really worked out for me. But somebody shared this tip and I said, you know what, I'm just going to pass it on. But before I get going, one of the things that you want to make sure that you do, always have a notepad. And I actually have different dividers here because I have different subjects that I like to keep track of. But have a notepad, have a pencil or a pen, and then always want to have a marker so that you're highlighting those things. Sometimes we think that we'll remember and we forget. Like I said, a lot of things going on throughout the day. So go ahead and just jot those notes down, highlight that book, chop it up, it's yours, because you never know when you're going to be able to help somebody else or be able to look up something, or you might just be asked to speak on stage in your business or for a group of people. So you want to be able to refer to those notes. And then the other thing, last but not least, always have a bookmarker. About knocked myself out. Always have a bookmarker like mine. This is actually a gift that was given to me for a book that I was reading. And it's a D, like to go with Danya, but that's also Doing the Most with Danya. And so I have my bookmark, I have my notepad and pencil, I have my highlighter, and I have my book. So as I open this up, look how fresh that is. New book. I love hardback books. So just opening it up now. Toss that away. Right, so you have your new book. How do you get through it? Now, most people, you get excited, like I get excited, and I can read it like, for the first couple of days or maybe even for a week, and then it's just trying to find time to do that. And, you lose interest. So I'm always a good starter with books, but then finding the time to finish it. So here's the tip. When you open up your great new book, for whatever reason, I always like to sign and date the book too. It's mine. There's the introduction part. You can read all that, but you want to start with page 1, okay? And then you want to go to the back of the book. There's all the advertisements and everything else, how it all sums up, and notes to take. But then you go and it's to page 202. So 202 pages in the book. Now this is the really simple part. You take your phone, which everybody has their phone, we take 202, and we're just going to read it in 30 days. Most book clubs are, have you read each book for 30 days and then you move on to the next one, right? And so if I divide 202 into 30 days, it gives me 6.733. So let's just go ahead and round that up to 7 pages. Can we find time to read 7 pages in one day? I think we could. Let's find 7 pages in one day that you can read. Now, if you're an early morning person and you like to read in the morning and have that motivational time and be able to take your notes and you have the time to do that, I suggest you do it then. Or if you're a person that, you have time during the middle of the day and you don't have a lot of things happening and you want to take that personal time, do it then. Or if you want to read before you go to bed, just don't fall asleep trying to read your 7 pages, okay? So let's take those 7 pages. We can read those, take our notes, highlight the book, chop it up so that we have that understanding. But the other thing is like, well, maybe you're really engrossed and you want to read, to 14 pages or whatever those pages, those numbers are. It was suggested that you don't do that because that's when you get in that bad habit and you don't finish the book. So if you're an avid reader and you want to read and you're really engrossed and you want to read to the next chapter, I suggest you go ahead and do it. But you got to remember to open that book up on the next day and commit to those 7 pages. All right? So that's what I'm going to do. That's the big tip. It's a small tip, but it's a big tip in order for you to go ahead and finish that. So which means I have 90 days worth of reading. So I'm going to start with developing the leader within you, developing the leaders around you, and then the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Not that I'm promoting that out for John C. Maxwell, but just letting you know in that way I am holding myself accountable as well. So for the next 90 days, I'm reading. All right. Hope you guys take care. Hope it blessed you. Stay safe out there and be healthy. All right. You're on Doing the Most with Danya. Take care. Bye-bye.